Today, beauty cleanse with Pond's Cold Cream.
For generations, Pond's Cold Cream has been a beloved beauty staple for millions of women around the world. The iconic white jar with a blue lid has been a mainstay on bathroom counters for over a century, touted as a miracle product that could cleanse, moisturize, and even remove makeup. However, what many people don't know is that this beloved beauty staple was at the center of a major legal battle that rocked the cosmetics industry and left many questioning the safety of their favorite beauty products. In today's video, I'll be diving into the controversial history of the Pond's Cold Cream and its recent lawsuit. We'll explore how this iconic product went from being a beauty staple to a legal battle that shocked the industry. I'll also examine the allegations made against Pond's and the impact it had on the cosmetics industry as a whole. So buckle up and get ready to uncover the dark side of beauty, from beauty staple to legal battle, the Pond's face cream lawsuit. Beauty products gone wrong.
And now, a message from our sponsor.
And thank you, Bellway, for sponsoring this video. Bellway is a fiber supplement available at some Targets, Sprouts, and Walmart locations, and you can find your closest store that carries Bellway via their store locator on their website, and it's also available on Amazon. And the first Bellway product that I got is a greens plus fiber supplement, and one of the best ways to care for your digestive health is by maintaining your fiber and greens intake. Bellway's Super Fiber and Greens formula, and this one has organic kale, broccoli, spinach, and organic psyllium husk. These ingredients help feed the good bacteria in your gut and help you fill the gaps to fuel your body for optimal performance in and out of the bathroom. And the next product I got is a collagen and fiber supplement, and this is a perfect supplement to take care of your gut. And again, it helps to maintain your weight, reduces bloating, and has other amazing benefits. Bellway beauty supplements are made with fiber and collagen to improve your skin from the inside. Fiber detoxifies your system to help prevent breakouts and improves the way your body absorbs nutrients that support your skin, hair, and nails. Bellway Beauty is an organic, all-natural, keto, paleo-friendly, and gluten-free fiber supplement. It's made with organic psyllium husk, bovine collagen, and hyaluronic acid, as well as real fruit. And it contains non-GMO ingredients and has zero sugar. It's flavored with real fruit, so it tastes like a fruity lemonade, and it really tastes good. I like both of them. And it's easy to make. You just mix it with water or put it in a smoothie and drink immediately. And make sure to check out my promo code LAURA25 to get 25% off your Bellway order, and I'll link it below in the description and pinned comment. Thank you, Bellway, for sponsoring this video, and let's jump back into my main video. And now let's talk about the history of Pond's. I mentioned before in a lot of my videos about Pond's being a vintage cosmetic that you can still buy today, and I've definitely talked about it a lot. And Pond's Cold Cream is a household name in the world of skincare. It's been a go-to product for millions of women since it was first introduced in 1905. Over the years, the iconic white jar with the blue lid has become synonymous with beauty and skincare, with many women swearing by its effectiveness in keeping their skin soft and supple. But what's the story behind this iconic product? How did it come to be one of the most popular skincare products of all time? To answer these questions, we have to go back to the late 1800s and meet the man behind the product, Theron T. Pond. Theron was a pharmacist who believed that he could create a product that would be effective in healing and protecting the skin. He started experimenting with various ingredients, eventually coming up with the formula that combined mineral oil, beeswax, and other emollients. He called his creation Pond's Golden Treasure, which later became known as Pond's Cold Cream. Pond's cold cream quickly gained popularity thanks in part to a clever marketing campaign that targeted women and emphasized the cream's ability to cleanse, moisturize, and remove makeup all in one step. The product became so successful that in 1914, Theron T. Pond sold the rights to the company to the Cheeseboro Manufacturing Company, which was later acquired by Unilever. By 1910, Pond's had already become a familiar brand to the American public. They primarily focused on promoting their vanishing cream and launched a celebrity-endorsed advertising campaign that gained widespread popularity. The marketing emphasis shifted from Pond's Healing to Pond's Vanishing Cream, with the former two products being mentioned in small print under the advertisements for the later. In 1914, Pond's Healing was removed from advertisements, and instead, the Pond's company promoted Pond's Vanishing Cream and Pond's Cold Cream together. The new ads highlighted the distinct uses of each product. One ad, for instance, stated that every normal skin needs these two creams. This revamped campaign proved successful with Pond's Vanishing Cream. Sales increased by 60% in 1915, and Pond's Cold Cream sales increased by 27%. Now let's talk about Pond's in the 1920s. By 1922, the sales of Pond's products had declined because people believed that easily accessible products couldn't compete with designer products. To counter this, the Pond's company began targeting high-profile individuals such as royalty, politicians, and people of high social standing to endorse their products. The company also placed ads in magazines such as Vogue to create a perception of quality and value for their products. In 1923, Queen Marie of Romania visited the US and was impressed by Pond's products. She liked them so much that in 1925, she wrote a letter to the Pond's company requesting more supplies. The company used her letter as an advertisement, and the Queen joined the ranks of other celebrities who had previously endorsed Pond's products. When Queen Marie visited the US, the Pond's company started including product samples with their magazine ads and introduced the characters of Peter and Polly Ponds in their campaign to attract everyday consumers. These marketing tactics were effective in increasing sales of Pond's facial creams once again. However, Peter and Polly Ponds were phased out of the company's ad campaigns after 1925. And into the 1930s, the Pond's company experienced a slowdown in business during the 1930s Depression era. Despite this, they continued to grow by gradually expanding their product line to include face powder and angel face products. In 1933, Pond's launched Pond's Liquefying Cream as a new cleansing option to address concerns about their cold cream. The product featured a prominent L on the label and was marketed as a fast-acting cleanser. Pond's attempted to reposition their cold cream as more than just a cleanser through their Under Skin campaign. They claimed that the cream's oils could penetrate deep into the skin to address issues such as blackheads, fine lines, enlarged pores, and dry skin. Despite promoting their cold cream as a solution for dry skin, Pond's acknowledged this changing market and introduced Pond's Dry Skin Cream with lanolin in 1941. And I've also used a dry skin cream and I have featured in other videos. It's actually pretty good. And I do love Pond's cold cream. I'm not going to lie, it is good if you have dry skin, and it's a classic for removing makeup. Pond's, like other companies producing and vanishing creams, experienced a decline in sales the second half of the 1930s. In response, the company launched the 1 Minute Mask campaign in 1941. This campaign involved applying a thick layer of Pond's Vanishing Cream on the face and leaving it on for at least 1 minute to act as a mask. The goal was to increase sales, and you can also do that with the cold cream too. And Pond's also launched makeup. Pond's had sold face and body powders before World War I, but they were not promoted heavily. However, in 1932, the company launched Pond's powder in 5 shades and began to take the product more seriously. In 1941, Pond's introduced Dream Flower powder and later added Dream Flower dusting and talcum powders to their lineup. And I actually have some of these vintage powders from the 30s in a set. And during wartime, Pons made several contributions to the war effort, including the production of prisoner of war packages for the Red Cross, K rations for the armed services, and over 6 million tubes of camouflage cream for the army, and between 30 and 50 million bottles of insect repellent. Due to alcohol shortages during the war, Pons extract production was halted, and although production resumed after the war, it was permanently shut down in 1950. However, the company introduced new products such as Makeup Pat, its own version of Max Factor's pancake makeup, which was released for general use in 1938. Makeup Pat was applied with a moist sponge and then blended with the fingertips before being finished off with powder. And into the post-war era, between 1945 and the merger with Cheeseborough in 1955, there were not many advancements in Pond's skincare products. But the company introduced several new makeup items during that time. Pond's launched their Angel Face Compact Powder in 5 shades in 1946. This product was a powder cream and applied with a puff, unlike cake makeup, which required a wet sponge. The compact powder was a success, and in 1950, a mirror case model was introduced to complete the package.
Pond's Cold Cream, to lift away what soap doesn't, for cleaner, beautiful skin. No soap does what Pond's does beautifully.
Since then, Pond's Cold Cream has become a staple in many women's skincare routines, with its popularity spreading to countries around the world. Despite changes in packaging and marketing over the years, the formula has remained relatively unchanged, a testament to its effectiveness in keeping skin soft and supple. Today's Pond's Cold Cream is still one of the most popular skincare products on the market, with many women relying on it to keep their skin healthy and radiant. From its humble beginnings in the early 1900s to its place as a skincare icon, Pond's Cold Cream has truly stood the test of time. And it definitely has. I would be curious to see if it smelled the same and felt the same way even in the 1950s. I feel like it would probably be very similar. And I do like the vintage packaging as well. I wish they did like a throwback anniversary collection or something. But now let's dive into the lawsuit that I was talking about in the beginning of the video. So Unilever is facing a class action lawsuit filed by consumers who alleged that they suffered injuries from using Pond's Rejuvenous Anti-Aging Cream, which is claimed to contain an excessive amount of mercury. And funny thing enough is I featured this cream in a video where I was trying all the different creams, and I used it every day. I mean, I didn't use it for a long period of time, but I did use it for a few weeks for the video. Pedersen, who runs her own fitness instruction business, claimed that her health began to decline after using the Pond's Anti-Aging Cream Rejuvenous. She allegedly experienced various symptoms such as headaches, fatigue, memory loss, and decreased energy, among others. Despite undergoing neurological testing, she reportedly did not receive any diagnosis. According to the Pond's class action lawsuit, Pedersen experienced prolonged suffering for many months and years, and eventually sent her Pond's Rejuvenous container for laboratory testing. So that's crazy that she kept using it because she couldn't figure out what was actually wrong, and she didn't even know it was the cream. And then eventually she thought, oh, I'm curious, let's get this cream tested to see. And according to the Pond's class action, laboratory testing revealed that the Rejuvenous product contained mercury, and as a result, the plaintiff was hospitalized for mercury poisoning treatment. The hospital reported that her blood had a concentration of 140 parts per million, whereas the normal range of mercury in the bloodstream is 0, and a level of 11 parts per million is considered toxic. The plaintiff alleges that the product container did not have any warnings regarding the high levels of mercury in the product. So that's also interesting too, that they didn't even disclose of this. And you have to remember that the skin is the largest organ. So everything you're putting on your skin is absorbing into your bloodstream and the rest of your body. And I think sometimes it's easy to forget that because you're not actually consuming it through your mouth. According to the Pond's class action lawsuit, Vapor inhalation is the most hazardous form of mercury exposure. The lawsuit further states that the most common symptoms associated with vapor-induced mercury neurotoxicity are emotional instability, hand tremors, insomnia, neuromuscular changes, slowed motor skills, memory loss, and a decline in cognitive performance. So I feel like it would be hard to associate that with a cream. I feel like, it's like, how do you know? Because those symptoms can be quite vague. So I could see how it would take a while, and especially if you underwent testing to see if it was actually the cream. And the plaintiff alleges that the cosmetics manufacturers outside the United States and the European Union often use mercury in their products as a skin lightening agent, according to the World Health Organization. However, the lawsuit filed against Pond's states that the use of mercury in cosmetics such as facial creams is illegal in the US and the EU. But I was reading online that people found the one with mercury at different dollar stores in the United States. I don't know, I think it's Dollarama, I don't know, Dollar Giant or Dollar General, the one that's popular in the States, where you can buy Ponds, and apparently some of those ones are made in Mexico, so you never know. And even on Amazon you can buy ones that are knockoff versions, so you just need to be careful of where you're sourcing your creams. And they don't disclose it in the ingredients either, like that lady says, so she actually didn't know. And according to the plaintiff, the use of mercury in cosmetics is only allowed if it is impossible to produce a product without it. And she claims that the international community is becoming more aware of the widespread use of mercury in cosmetics, and many countries are now signing treaties to ban such practices. And the plaintiff asserts that manufacturers take advantage of countries such as Mexico, where there are no laws prohibiting the use of mercury in cosmetics. Yeah, that is disturbing. It seems like it's the Wild West there. Maybe it's almost like the United States in the 30s or 40s, when you could just put anything on cosmetics, and then people are finding out later that they're bad, but now you have to disclose of things. It kind of reminds me of the baby powder, the talc. I feel like in Mexico, they still leave the talc in the Johnson baby powder. At least last time I read they were. And according to the Pond's class action lawsuit, regions in the United States that are adjacent to Mexico have demonstrated disproportionately high incidence of mercury poisoning compared to other areas of the country. So a lot of the southern states that are close to Mexico might be getting a lot of the products in certain stores. Like I mentioned, different dollar stores, and I read in comments that people are getting stuff on Amazon, so I'll just be careful. And according to the plaintiff, Unilever is aware of the use of mercury as a skin lightening agent and could exploit this knowledge to take advantage of weak regulations in countries outside the US by incorporating mercury into products made outside of the US. So that seems pretty corrupt. That's why sometimes I don't trust a lot of these companies, that they're just willing to do anything to make a buck. I mean, to be honest, I feel like if they didn't have the regulations even in Canada, which are stricter than the United States, I bet a lot of these companies would probably still be doing it. And who's to say they're not doing other things that we don't know of? And the Pond's face cream lawsuit serves as a reminder of the potential dangers lurking in the beauty products we use every day. And I've noticed my skin is becoming almost more sensitive to certain products, and I have to be more careful now. Like a lot of things I could use before, but now I'm finding my skin gets so irritated easily. I've had to switch my skincare brands to more gentler products with less chemicals. And while we may assume that our favorite products are safe, the reality is that they may contain harmful ingredients that could have serious health consequences. It is essential to always read labels, do research, and understand the potential risks of any beauty products before using them. And as consumers, we have the right to demand transparency and accountability from the companies that produce these products, and to seek justice when those companies fail to prioritize our health and safety. And I would just make sure that you're always reading ingredients, looking up the products. There's that EWG database where you can look up different ingredients as well. And I do that a lot now when I'm unaware of certain ingredients. When I just want to double check, I'm always looking on there to see if I notice anything, and just so I kind of know of certain things. So I would recommend doing that. And thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you want me to cover any other kind of beauty scandals from the past and dive into any other beauty products. And again, it was so interesting just learning about the history of Pond's cold cream too. All right, I'll see you again soon. Bye.